What's going on, everybody? This is Coach Danny Wilson, NHACG, and we back at it again with another info video. So today's topic is about players in the high school level that are unfortunately having to play outside of their natural position. Now, I know the game of basketball has evolved to a point where it's positionless. You know, if you're on the floor, you should be able to do and play anything. But there are, some exceptions in that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're 5'7", it's really unlikely that you're gonna play, power forward or forward in center. Like it's just not gonna happen. It's not conducive. So what I'm talking about is this is more at the high school level. You know, recently I've gone out to some games and I have seen kids a lot that are playing out of position. And not only because, I'm going out to see players in games, for NHACG, but I'm also a current junior college coach here in New Jersey. So I'm also recruiting at the same time. So, with that being said, I'm constantly looking for players that may need help or that I can help the program that I'm at. And I've been seeing a lot, players just playing out of position. And I just want to talk about how that is something that could definitely hurt their marketability in recruiting. You know, when you have a kid at the high school level and you having them play out of position, which is totally understandable sometimes because coaches need what they need to help them win games. I completely get it. I was a high school player. I was a high school coach. I understand what that dynamic is. But at the same time, that also hurts and hinders that player's growth because now when coaches may come to see them, especially when you're talking about kids that are on the taller side, the 6'5", 6'6" kids, that are sometimes having to play these post positions in high school, that's not really going to happen at the next level. Even at the junior college or Division III level, they have post players that are 6'8" and 6'9". So you're kind of like setting that kid up for failure. You're having them, play a position where that when they get to the next level, they're not going to play that position. So now what's going to happen? And I can give you a brief, summary of it. So at a 4-year school, if a coach comes and they recruit a player and they see him or her playing out of position, they say, you know what, I can take her or I can take him. I know they're playing this position here, but in my offense, I can see them playing, this or that, athletically or because of their basketball IQ. And that's great. That coaches have that vision. I'm one of those coaches. But this is where it starts to get tricky because now when I bring you in, there's an expected learning curve, So I have to reprogram you and teach you a brand new position, a brand new thought process that you've never done before. You know what I mean? So depending on how fast or slow you pick that up, that could cause you, if you're a scholarship level player, that could cause you not to get your scholarship renewed. And that's just the reality of it. Scholarships are annual renewable contracts. So if you're not picking it up fast enough and that coach feels like they can go out and get somebody, especially now in the transfer portal, that can do it a little bit better than you, there's a possibility you may not get your scholarship renewed. Or even at the non-scholarship level, when you're talking about Division III basketball, Division III basketball has secured roster spots. So if they feel like this process is taking too long, they can either put you on the bench and just let you develop however you develop, or they're going to bring somebody else in with the hopes that they can do the job that you were supposed to do a little bit better than you, faster than you. Because at the end of the day, college sports is a business and these coaches got to win games. So my message is to the high school coaches. I understand you have to do what you have to do, but at the same time, you have to be able to put that player in a position where they're going to be able to best market themselves for the next level. So if you don't have the ability to play that player in the position that they should be playing in during the season, because you have to have them do something else to help them win to help you win games, play them in their natural position in some scrimmages. Get film of that, and then get that film out to coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta try to set them up for success as much as possible. And then when you talking about recruiting at a junior college, we don't have time to develop somebody. We only have them for 2 years. So we don't have time to bring in project players. We don't. We can't go and recruit a kid and be like, oh, well, you know what? I know they're playing the 4 for this team, but they're really a 2. I can make him into a 2. That they got to come to us at the junior college level ready to play now. So, we just don't have the time to do that. And I've been seeing it a lot, and it's not a knock against high school coaches. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, we got to come out with more creative ways to try to help our players, because that's something that's been happening a lot lately. I've been talking to a lot of coaches, and they just say, listen, I see this kid playing out of position. They're not going to play this position at the next level. And now they have to learn to play a position at the next level. And not all the time, coaches have the time to teach and develop that. I know sometimes parents don't really like to hear that, but that's the honest to God truth. If I have one player out of 15 that I have to get up to speed, sometimes they don't have the availability and that coaching staff to, have someone dedicated to just that one kid to make sure that they, learn what they're supposed to learn at the level that they're playing at. So, that's just something that I really wanted to talk about, because I've been seeing it a lot lately. I don't want to say it's an alarming trend, but it's something that I'm seeing, and I just want to talk about it to try to help out the players and the coaches, just to find some middle ground to do whatever they can to try to help these players be most marketable for the next level. Because even though they're playing for you now and they're helping you win games, they're not going to stay with you forever. They have to move on. So we have to always try to think of ways to put our players in the best position for them to excel at the next level, not always for the level that they're currently playing at. So I just wanted to get that information and that message out there. I hope it was helpful to a lot of you, high school coaches and players. And to my high school players that are playing out of position, don't hang your head. People like myself, we're out here, we see you, we can evaluate and know that you have the talent to do other things. My suggestion is, while you're, in your season, if you know that you're naturally a 2 or a 3 or you're naturally a 4, aside from your daily practice with your team, go and work on those skills, sharpen those skills, make sure they're on point, make sure they're on up to par, because when your high school season is over, then you might be able to play AAU ball or go to some showcase events. So now you can really showcase what your skill set is and how it can help translate to the next level. So, again, all my players, man, I wish you guys all the best, and keep working hard, keep grinding. Best of luck to all of you from Coach Danny and NHACG.